Hello folks, I hope you're doing well. Because basically everything is banned in Britain in 2026, the year of our Lord, the second year of Keir Starmer's reign, long may he live, the government has decided the only video games that we can even play anymore are those ones expressly mandated by the state that treat everyone who's playing them as if they're a far-right extremist. The way I learned about this is through the news, like everyone else. Like, Prevent have released an anti-extremist video game. The game was developed with government backing by councils in East Yorkshire over growing concerns about immigration and tensions about migrant accommodation in their communities. As in, East Yorkshire's getting diversified, and they're like, oh, we need to start propagandizing people quick. And so, boom, we have Pathways. Navigating gaming, the internet, and extremism. Well, I mean, first impressions, right? I actually quite like the aesthetic. I quite like the way it looks. It's quite nice. So let us press start and continue. Now, as I understand, there's no sound. I assume that's because there's just no sound with the game. You know, I don't think my browser's muted or anything. I mean, there's no options. Right, what is Prevent? So, good question. Right, Prevent is the British government's attempt to stop people becoming radicalized and then becoming terrorists. So if you watch certain YouTube channels, you get referred to Prevent. If you are not happy with the way things are going, you get referred to Prevent. If you're a Muslim, you get referred to Prevent. If you have ever watched a right-wing YouTube video, you get referred to Prevent. And then unexpectedly something terrible happens over here and they're like, oh God, we had no idea. It's the UK government's attempt at trying to prevent terrorism in the country. The Muslim community hates it, and it spends an inordinate amount of time on right-wing extremism because it would be racist just to focus on those communities and religions and ideologies that actually do tend to produce a higher than usual per capita instance of terrorism. So, we are going to enjoy this together. Welcome to Pathways, an interactive game where you determine your journey. In this game, you will have to choose between certain options that can lead to different outcomes. Let's see where your path takes you. Oh, this is exciting. Right. Oh, there is sound. Right, so we will be presented with the scenarios that are required to take action. Okay. Is that Angela Rayner voicing it? No, I don't think so. But I like the fact that they used a regional accent for it. Sorry, do I have to read that? Do I not get any more voiceover? All right, fine. Charlie was enjoying an online game with friends.
Charlie was enjoying an online game with friends.
Okay. Kids will do that. I bet they didn't expect how popular this would be. I bet they've got this on the shittest servers. Oh, come on. I bet they were not expecting so many people on the internet to play their game. And so the server load is a bit higher than expected. Okay, Charlie had not long started attending a new college in East Riding where they were so relieved to have made new friends and recently left school.
Charlie has started browsing new games and websites that some of the new friends use.
Great. Well, these new friends sound cool. I can't get over how badly this is running. What is happening here? It's ridiculous. Sometimes, though, the people on these websites say things that seem off, even slightly concerning. Mildly critical of the government, are they? Like, guys, I'm not sure the government policy of bringing in 1 billion Somalians is actually a good thing. Someone on this website finally encouraged Charlie to download a video, but Charlie is unsure. Well, I mean, you could just watch it online. But go on. What was the video? Dare I even get... This is ridiculous. There's a little play thing. Do I have to click that? What is going on? Why does this run like ass? Do I have to change browsers? I'm going to change browsers. I love the idea that it was, he's just left college, what is he, 17, 18? And it's just like he's sprung fully formed as well. It's like, wow, I've never had a thought before. My goodness, these people are saying things, and I've never heard anything like this before in my life. I'm really concerned about this. This is unusual. It's like, these kids aren't vacuum sealed. Like, they're aware of the discourse around them. Like, all the 14-year-olds know who Andrew Tate is, for example. And Andrew Tate says some pretty hardline things. So the idea that, like, this mythical teenager even exists is kind of preposterous.
Someone on this website has encouraged Charlie to download a video, but Charlie is unsure.
I love that Charlie is sweating buckets. He's like, fuck, man, download a video in Starmer's Britain. I know what happened to me if I download the wrong video. Jesus Christ, I live in a tyrannical state. This country is worse than China and Russia put together when it comes to people being arrested for things they post online. Yeah, no shit, Charlie is bricking it. Like, in a normal free society, we would just download something. Like, in America, they just download, okay, never mind, it wasn't very interesting, or wow, that was weird, or whatever. But in this country, you're like, God, if I download that, the government might actually come after me. Like, that's the reality that our young people live in, man. No wonder they're getting radicalized.
How should Charlie react?
Tell a trusted adult. Talk to the stranger online, find out more about the video, or download the video. Listen, right, Charlie likes to live fast. We're downloading
Charlie wanted to continue being part of their new online community.
Okay.
Charlie downloaded the video and shared it with different people online.
What was it? I'm not going to share it until I find out this badass, right? Like, these people act as if teenagers are basically 6 years old and have never used the internet and have never interacted with people who have used the internet. It's like, look, man, they're a lot more worldly wise than you think. I mean, even I was when I was that age. But anyway, right, so we shared it.
Charlie felt relieved and happy that people were liking the video and also sharing it.
Okay, but what was the video? Like, was it an ISIS beheading to, like, that weird music? Or was it something just funny? Or what? Was it AI slop? What was the video?
Deep down, Charlie wasn't sure if this was the right thing to do, as some of the ideas in the video were extreme and violent.
What is an extreme and violent idea? Surely actions are violent. But, okay, so the video was based... probably a Paul Joseph Watson video or something. Maybe shouldn't have shared that. Moving on.
It's important to remember that downloading or streaming certain content can lead to a terrorist offence conviction.
I downloaded a video once, and then I went to jail for being a fucking terrorist. I thought being a terrorist meant you had to, like, kill someone. Like, I thought being a terrorist was like you had to commit some sort of attack. You had to do something, like bomb something. Nope. You could download a video or share it online. And that means, and it's not just that you are violating section 127 of the online, is it 2003 Communications Act or whatever it is. No. It's not just you violated that grossly offensive thing. No, you're a fucking terrorist now. God, this country is ridiculous, isn't it? This is just absolutely preposterous. You shared a video. Like, right, okay, well, now I'm a terrorist. Let's go on stage 2.
Charlie is receiving an important grade on a piece of work they submitted for their hospitality course at college.
Oh, great.
Charlie put in a lot of effort for this work and is excited to...
Even Chrome is dying. And is excited to receive good feedback. Okay. But I can't help but notice that Charlie is white, and the other kids in the class probably aren't going to be white, so he's going to be marked down for it.
Charlie...
How did I know? Charlie takes a seat in class and waits to get their grade. Okay, why is this running like shit? But his grade.
Charlie doesn't do as well as they expect. They got 60 out of 100 for their work.
They wanted at least 75. Why is it not calling him he? A lot of people are going to chalk that up to wokeness, right? But I'm going to chalk it up to laziness. This way, they didn't have to change the text depending on whether you chose the male or the female. Also, I imagine they were like, yeah, that is also cheaper. Right. The person who received a job offer. And that person just happens to have been a woman of colour. Just happens to have outperformed it. What, of course, that's how that works. But yes, so obviously, the far more brilliant woman of colour outperformed him. Oh, come on! Was it this bad for everyone else, or is it just me? As this game has become wildly popular. Charlie's applied to dozens of jobs, but hasn't had any luck yet.
Dozens of jobs.
I mean, you can't say it's not an accurate representation of reality, right? You can't say that the straight white men have not been deselected because of the other kinds of people who have been artificially advanced, right? I mean, there is a distinct bias in the institutions against Charlie and for the person who just happened to get a better grade than him, and we're not supposed to question this at all. I guess Charlie is just an extremist, really, just a racist.
Somebody else in the class tells Charlie.
The racist art ho tells Charlie that this is proof that immigrants come to the UK and taking our jobs. Well, I mean, how is she wrong? If some either direct immigrant themselves or the child of immigrants is getting the jobs ahead of Charlie,
that this is proof that immigrants...
then how is she wrong? On what grounds are you going to be like, well, no, that's not true, even though we're literally going to show it happening to you? I mean, what are you supposed to take from this?
And taking our jobs.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gigi. Do people really believe that any college girl with Amelia's style is ever going to have those opinions? I don't think we're acknowledging the level of gaslighting that's going on here. It's also tiresome. Well, I mean, obviously, but I like the idea that they think that the art girls who have purple hair are actually on a knife edge, and they're like, you know what? I think all this far-right propaganda is starting to make sense. I just watched it happen to Charlie, that this girl over here, herself an immigrant, or the child of immigrants, just got that job that Charlie wanted. Man, they really are coming to the UK and taking our jobs. And suddenly, all the art girls with the purple hair flip and start forming up Nazi regiments and spreading far-right propaganda. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I love that she's the racist, though. Like, we've got past demonizing straight white men, right? Because normally in every other advert that they do, every other thing they produce, like, you remember the advert of the skinny white guy intimidating a brown girl on the underground, like shoving his crotch in her face, and it's just like, yes, typical white male behavior. Well, now it's the art girls. Now that's the goth girls who are just turning into massive racists. Oh yeah, that's how that works. Anyway, how should Charlie react? Ignore the comment and ask the course leader for feedback on how you can improve. Ignore the comment, but you don't address your frustration, or agree with the comment and explore the idea further. Well, I mean, objectively, we have to click on C, because that is literally what has happened. I like how we turned Charlie into a Nazi. Charlie approached the classmate angrily. He agreed with the ideas and began shouting them in class. Oh no, we started to get an anger meter. That's not good. But on the other side... Well, Jesus, what was he saying? The teacher let Charlie know that the school had a zero tolerance on hate speech. Okay, it's hate speech to point out that people who originate from other countries have moved here and are now being hired in preference to the natives. I mean, there have been lots of examples of this. Obviously, the RAF being like, we're getting too many useless straight white males, and then the guy in Cheshire who literally sued the police successfully for racially discriminating against him.
That the school has a zero tolerance on hate speech.
Yes, thank you, bossy white woman. Regime enforcer. Go, oh, that's too much noticing. No. It's like, but that's literally what happened. That is literally what has happened. And pointing it out is hate speech, says the presumably childless teacher in her mid to late 30s. I'm judging by the line along her mouth there.
The teacher was concerned by Charlie's outburst and tried to get to the bottom of it.
Straight to prevent for you. The thing is, right, the teacher can never empathise with him, right? She can never look at him and go, well, he's a straight white man, everything's loaded against him, but it's all in my favour as a woman, and what am I going to do? Well, he's just against the system. Well, no kidding, he's against the system. The system is clearly against him. Why wouldn't he be against it?
Charlie became more...
Charlie became more agitated and ended up having to sit alone for the duration of the week's lessons because of the hurtful things they said. That's gonna fix all the problems, isn't it? If Charlie is then right, okay, no, you're not entirely on board with the new diversity and inclusion regime, therefore you get sent to solitary confinement to think about how you're an evil straight white man. That's gonna really solve the problem. Charlie's been chilling out all afternoon. God, I wish I had that fucking luxury. They have been scrolling on social media. This they stuff is really annoying. I mean, even if we chalk it up to laziness, which I am prepared to do, not on, is it? Not bloody on. Charlie watches the video and learns from the video that Muslim men are stealing the places of British war veterans in emergency accommodation. I mean, is he supposed to be like, and that's a good thing to that? Like, why would he be happy to learn that Muslim men are stealing the places of British war veterans in emergency accommodation? I just look, it's just like, why would that be happening if the system wasn't so demented and perverse that it facilitates this anyway? And the thing about this game is like, yeah, and that's by design. Like, this is Hull Council and Yorkshire Council saying, yeah, this is the system working as intended, and the purpose of a system is what it does. So the purpose of this system is taking perfectly normal and healthy adult Muslim men and giving them a bunch of free stuff, like emergency accommodation, instead of British war veterans who can fuck themselves and die on the street. Like, what else is Charlie supposed to take from this? It's insane, the level of gaslighting and just obvious evil that is being presented here. Genuinely bonkers, to be honest. In the video, they complain that the government is betraying white British people. Yeah, that's what that is. The government employs the soldiers, sends them out, gets them wounded or gets them PTSD or whatever, presumably in Ukraine, and then when they come back, it's like, yeah, we're not going to help you. The money that was earmarked for you and the places in the accommodation that was earmarked for you has been given to a bunch of guys who broke into the country illegally. And people are like, I feel like I'm being betrayed. It's like, really? I think that's because that would adequately constitute a fucking betrayal. And so people are like, yeah, we need to take back control of our country. Yeah, it seems that way because it looks like the government is trying to serve people who are not British. And actually, I'm not sure it's the British government's job to serve people who are not British. I don't know why I have to say that. Well, I do know why I have to say that, but it's mental. The complaint that they have is Charlie might learn about what's actually happening in his country, and it might upset him, and he might decide, I'm voting for Nigel Farage. That's where this is going, isn't it? Notice how every authoritative voice in Charlie's life is a woman. Yes. From the teacher to Amelia to the narrator. Good point. Even in this leftist fantasy about radicalizing, they can't imagine a man in authority. Again, that's the whole point. And the point I was making in the Warhammer video, the entire point of everything that they do is to dethrone the straight white man from being the hero of Western civilization. And that includes at every level. Every level of authority. You've nailed it exactly right. Everything about this is every single modern leftist media trope as well. Like, of course we make a woman the one doing this. Of course it's a woman that's teaching him. Of course it's a woman's voiceover. Charlie isn't an agent, right? Charlie has been reduced to the status of essentially someone who is playing a game in which there is no win condition. Right? Either Charlie carries on and becomes a serf, a slave to the system, paying his money to the Muslims or to whoever else, where he grinds along in a genuinely soulless, dead-end job until he eventually kills himself, or Charlie becomes a terrorist by even questioning the legitimacy of what is actually happening. Like, if they'd been like, yeah, and this was fake, you'd be like, okay, fair enough, that was fake news. But they haven't even said that. They literally said, Charlie finds out what's going on in his country. And I guess he should probably scroll past the content and ignore it. Maybe investigate more. But instead, we're going to engage directly with the post because fuck this shit. We're not happy about this. No kidding. Charlie is angry about the things that he's seeing, which isn't a great surprise, is it? Charlie immediately began typing comments. Well, hang on a second, Charlie. You remember sweating buckets. You live in Keir Starmer's Britain. Remember, if you share something, 24-hour courts, my friend. But he shared it with his friends and family, wondering what they could do to stop this. What do you mean? This is the government's plan. They want this to happen. You're not allowed to interfere in that. This isn't a democracy. As the likes, comments, and shares came in, they felt they had performed a patriotic service by standing up for veterans and white people's rights. Because if there's one thing that white people don't have, it's rights, right? We are aware of this. This is how they view, literally how they view this. Veterans, no rights. Random Muslim men who break into the country, all the rights. Like, this is... like, why shouldn't we have rights? Unfortunately, Charlie didn't realise that some of the groups they were engaging with online were actually illegal. Okay. Charlie has been enjoying a dinner at home where they receive a notification from their friend. They. Oh, come on. No, there's no dad in the picture, though. Isn't that interesting? Charlie's mum makes a comment about using phones at the dinner table. Charlie's dad not available to make a comment. All I'm saying is, right, it's quite evident that Charlie has no strong male role models in his life. No one he can look up to who might actually be able to empathise with the condition and the situation he's in. Which is a bit weird, isn't it? A bit weird, like, Shouldn't young men have other men around to instruct them on how to be men? Amelia, the racist, Charlie's close friend, has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights. Well, yeah, why not? If we feel that our rights are being eroded, don't we have a democratic, not just right, but duty to protest about that and form a political group to advocate democratically for something you believe that you deserve? Isn't that the entirety of modern democratic politics? And the concept of rights, of course, we invented. The rights everyone talks about, the rights of Englishmen. And it's not like these rights aren't in danger, right? David Lammy literally trying to overturn Clause 39 of Magna Carta by abolishing fucking jury trials. Anyway, based Amelia, why should she not? Amelia encourages Charlie to join a secret group on an app Charlie hasn't heard of before. He isn't sure whether to join, explore, or ignore. Well, I mean, Amelia is obviously a babe, and Charlie is 17, 18 years old, and some hot chick is like, hey, Charlie, why don't you come and hang out with me? I mean, I'm just saying, right? It's not, even if Charlie had experienced no problems up until this point, my money is on the fact that Charlie is joining the group chat. Right? I'm just saying, I was 18 once. I had no interest in politics. I would have joined that fucking group chat. Right, how should Charlie react? Ignore the video, risk upsetting your friend? Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, look at the size of this fucking turkey. Like the video to show your support, but don't join the group. Well, we're trying to get in her pants, so we know what we need to do. Charlie thought the video their friend posted was so funny. They couldn't believe how many likes Amelia's memes were getting. It was inspiring. Wow. So Amelia and lots of other people are concerned about this thing that is demonstrably happening and has happened to Charlie. Right, okay. Weird. I can't believe that there are people in this country who are bothered about having their rights eroded. I mean, this is just... And having the fact that they're not allowed to advance through the institutions now. I can't believe they're bothered by this. Anyway, Charlie joined the secret group on this new platform, and their phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Their phone. Wouldn't stop buzzing with messages of support and invitations to participate in several similar groups. Wow, look at that. Look how popular Charlie is. He has joined a group online of normal people that he knows in real life as well. Like, it's not like Amelia is like some shaven-head neo-Nazi in a bunker somewhere. No. This is just normal discourse that is happening. And so Charlie's engaged in normal discourse. Charlie's mum, though, is not so pleased. She grew suspicious of all this new activity their child seem to be involved in. So Charlie's mum doesn't even use she, her pronouns either. But moreover, why don't you care about the future of your son? Why don't you care about the country? Is it because you're on benefits, which is why without a husband, with a bunch of kids, at least 2 kids, you can afford this nice house and this gargantuan turkey? Is it that Keir Starmer was like, I'm lifting the benefit cap, and Charlie's mum's like, oh, thank fuck. Right, okay, let's go on to the final one. Charlie was seeing their dad at the weekend. He lives in Hull. So, there we go. There we go, literally. How did I know? How did I fucking know? His mum is on benefits. What's the dad like? I bet his dad's a real raging racist. Notice, though, getting a lot further Amelia, though, isn't he? As a dating strategy, this is working. Charlie was seeing their dad at the weekend. He lives in Hull, so the weekends look very different to the weekdays in East Riding. Charlie's friend Amelia immediately looked interested and told them about a protest she wished she could go to herself but was not allowed. Amelia's dad's still there. But yeah, Charlie's already on a date, man. This is going great. Amelia's... Oh, yeah! Great point. I didn't even pick that up, chat. Amelia gets to be a she. Like, if you go back to the other one, she said she is the way that it was framed. Anyway, Amelia spoke of a gathering that had been organised by a small political group. She's going to the next Tommy Robinson protest. They would come together and protest changes that Britain had been through in the last years and the erosions of British values. British values is like what they promote. If you're worried about the erosion of what they promote, what you're saying is they are just not doing a very good job of what they promised to do. Anyway, Amelia talked about the banners and pickets that her friend could go on, that her friends had made for the events, and expressed a real regret that she could not go. She could not go, begging Charlie to go in her place. What? Charlie goes there and he's like, "I'm concerned about the erosion of British values." Okay, Charlie has nothing to do this weekend, and a protest sounds like an interesting thing to take part in. How should Charlie react? Decline the offer, risking your friendship. Well, duh, I'm not going to do that. Tell your friend you will watch from the sideline to let them know what happens, or agree to join based on what you've been hearing. Well, I want to impress her. Look at how impressed she is. Thumbs up. Like, she's giving him big smiles. She's like, that Charlie guy, like him. Charlie decided this would be a good use of their time, considering all the things they had seen and heard over the last few weeks. It would be good to express feelings about it with like-minded individuals. You know, like democracy. That's literally his right in a democracy to do that. And it's winning over Amelia, so let's keep going. They went home and made a banner to take with them to the protest. Crossed swords? What, it's a protest about fucking Warcraft or something? Like, Charlie arrived at the protest and was swept up by the atmosphere. It was great to see so many people there. Everything was going well until Charlie almost became involved in a fight by accident. The police saw they were part of a group and took their details. There. Charlie was frightened by this, not knowing if his parents would be informed. Well, I mean, then at least we get to see who the dad is, even though he's obviously somewhere else. Okay, next. Charlie thought about the difficult choices they had needed to make the last few weeks. Some of their choices had led to changes in friendship. Well, where's Amelia? And Charlie was feeling low, as they weren't sure if they'd made the right decisions. The teacher had noticed this and decided to reach out. Oh, God, now I get a struggle session with the HR Karen leading the class. The teacher sat with them and talked openly and frankly about the ideology that Charlie had discovered. Have you considered this evil ideology, which is not giving away your country and thinking that your country is something that you are a part of, right? Have you considered that that's Nazi and you're a bad person, Charlie, and actually you should just give up everything that was ever handed to you by your ancestors? Have you considered that? It's like, no, you're right, Mrs. Karen. I hadn't thought of that, because that sounds fucking bonkers. The teacher reassured Charlie. Teacher reassured that Charlie had made the right decisions. Charlie realized that if they'd chosen to engage with these harmful ideas, the consequences would have been very different. I was trying my best to engage with them. Click to find out what support Charlie could have received. But again, harmful ideologies. The British people have rights, and they have a country, and they have some entitlement to their own country. Charlie accepted they may need support. Okay, this government ain't going to overthrow itself. Charlie's teacher made a prevent referral, and they were able to provide tailored support for Charlie. Great. Oh, great. Prevent is basically just my fucking political therapist. Oh, God. I'm like... I tell you what, when I get a prevent referral, guys, I'll let you know how it is. They began a workshop that helped them learn how to positively engage with the ideology and the difference between right and wrong in expressing political beliefs. Muslim men getting the free treatment over British veterans? That's fine. Thinking it's not fine? Wrong. Thinking British people have rights? Wrong. Thinking that maybe foreigners shouldn't be getting our jobs? Wrong. All of this is wrong, Charlie. Don't you understand? Oh, God! And now an immigrant is going to explain to him why he's wrong. Sorry, Charlie, of course. It's not a straight white man explaining to you. Congratulations, wow. Let's explore a consequence of our actions. So great, we... Fucking hell! Jesus Christ! I can't even... Like, if there was a right-wing psyop to try and persuade people that things were actually way worse than they thought, this would be how I would present it. I mean, we could maybe assume that this guy on the right is a straight white man. He is fucking ancient, though. Fucking Ilhan Omar, and the last white man in the institutions, after having the ladder pulled up after him and handing it out to literally everyone who isn't a Charlie, is like, right, okay, we're gonna sit here and explain to you why you're a bad person. I mean, she looks thrilled. What a great job she has, suppressing the native population. Charlie was assigned a mentor to help them one-on-one, someone who's been in their shoes. Someone else who was starting to have wrong think and was brainwashed successfully back into the program. They were reluctant at first, again, they're they as well, but gradually, oh no, it's Charlie, gradually warmed to their mentor, forming trust with them, having heard and understood the similarities between them. Right, okay, interesting. Interesting how the mentor is a straight white man who's been cucked by the system, who's been buck broken into the system. Like, yeah, you know what? You just have to accept this is basically the end of straight white men, and you're going to be at the very bottom of society. You're at the bottom rung of the hierarchy of society now, and you just have to accept that. And he's just like, you know what? Maybe I will. The mentor was honest about the dangers of following a harmful ideology, and the message resonated with Charlie. It's like, yeah, you don't want to get fucking shot, do you? Or burned alive. Charlie had been informed of the support they would receive from Prevent, including skills support and family sessions. We can finally get my mum and dad back in the same room. With all these gentler interventions. Again, this is how you deal with women, right? Is this the way the average straight white man wants to have his problems addressed? Probably not. I wouldn't have liked it. Charlie was able to rebuild their confidence and continue find their identity. Yeah, our taxes are paying for this. Yeah, where's Amelia gone? Like, what happened to Amelia? This is just fucking like 1984, to be honest. But, yeah, Amelia, either she was a psyop, which she may have been, actually, to be honest, now I think about it, or she's been disappeared, you know. But anyway, you know that there's a meme that's just like, you know, how to be brainwashed enough to fit into society. Well, that's what's happening here. Oh, now we get to explore the process. What is Prevent? Prevent is a referral program operated by the Home Office in partnership with local services. It was set up in 2003, thanks to Tony Blair, as part of the legislation responding to the 9/11 terror attacks in the USA. The overarching aim of Prevent is to stop violent extremism from happening within our communities. Well, I mean, I like our communities there, Jesus fucking Christ. But why are you interceding in the democratic process then? Because nothing Charlie did was anti-democratic. All Charlie did was act as Democrats should act. The program seeks to identify cases of extremism before any violent acts are committed, and does so by addressing difficulties vulnerable individuals may experience. Prevent is an important part of the UK's counter-terrorism strategy because it seeks to tackle extremist behaviour as it emerges, instead of after an attack. Right, okay, so we're getting smothered by the nanny state. You're not even allowed to go to a democratic protest anymore. It acknowledges that underlying issues and vulnerabilities play a role in extreme ideas and wants to reduce the factors that push someone towards extremism. Maybe stop housing Muslims in the fucking hotels at the expense of the veterans, mate. That would go a long way. Or you can get lectured to by the HR Karens. Look at, she's even got the fucking lanyard. God damn, it's so insufferable. Though it's rare, Prevent understands that any ideology has potential to harm others if the right conditions are met. Notice they've got a Christian, a Muslim, an old guy. What ideology is the old guy? Is that a student nurse? Like... Oh, but you get to go under the umbrella of tolerance, inclusion, and diversity. What is the process? How does it work? Prevent will only come into contact with them if they receive a referral from them directly or from someone who has concerns. It can come from a variety of places, such as parents, other family members, or friends, or teachers, or health workers, or social workers. Anyone can make a referral if they have concerns about radicalisation. Right, so it genuinely is like in 1984, where literally anyone can tell the party that they think someone counter to the orthodoxy is operating. And then you've got to fill in the form, or you're asked to fill in the form, to include details about the individual's behaviour, beliefs, and other contextual factors. Referral is then reviewed by a panel of experts from different fields to discuss if the person is at risk or not, and what kind of support would be most appropriate. On the occasion when Prevent does make a referral, the information is passed, channel other specialists in supplying support, blah, 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 blah. Right, okay. Again, just look at it. Just fucking look at it. It's literally like the society out of Joker. Like, this was a thing in Joker, in 2019's Joker, where he's literally just surrounded by minorities and they're all in the positions of power. And he is just the like lone straight white man who's kind of going mad. And after that film came out, they were like, oh my God, this is going to cause an incel uprising. And it's like, that's kind of what is being represented here. So just saying, maybe there's something about the diversity, the society of diversity and tolerance that is actively against the straight white men. And the fact that you can't show me any straight white men who aren't like 70 in positions of authority makes me think that's not an inaccurate assessment. Blah, 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 blah. Anything else interesting? What can I do if I have concerns about myself? I think I'm going to report myself to the government. Has that ever happened? Anyway, okay, yeah. That's great. You know, we're not going to give that another go. That was just depressing, frankly. Just, yeah, Amelia's off being fucking re-educated as we speak. But I can see why the internet was quite taken with Amelia. Why wouldn't you be, actually? She seems to actually care about the state of the country, about what's happening with British people in the country and their rights. And no one else does. Again, no straight white men in positions of authority, unless they were literally boomers who were in the process of giving over their civilization. It's actually mad how good a representation that was, right? This is genuinely what the plan was. And it's just like, yeah, okay, and you're supposed to just accept that, obviously.